Hi, this is Michael Rubin, and this is the third video where we're talking about how to find the C major scale on the C harmonica. And I noticed the first video there were a lot of people looking at it, and the second video not so much. And I could have anticipated that, and I feel like they're missing the boat. A lot of people, they may think, well, I know where the C major scale is on the harp. I don't need to watch these videos. But what they're missing, and I tried to explain this on the first video, is that this is not about finding the C major scale on the C harmonica. This is about understanding the layout of the C harmonica and understanding bending logic and overblow logic, and so that you can find any note on any harmonica. So even if you feel like you know this stuff, I hope you stick with me, because hopefully I'm going to be able to illuminate some ideas about how to think about the harmonica that you haven't thought of before. Hopefully. So, we figured out C, D, E, F, G. Now we got to keep going. A, B, C. So, reminder, the blow notes are C, E, G, C, E, G, C, E, G, C. Draw notes D, G, B, D, F, A, B, D, F, A. So the question is, where is there A? Well, the blow notes are C, E, G, so it's not in the blow notes. The draw notes are D, G, B, D, F, A. Sixth draw is A. However, the last G that we looked at was 2 draw. If we went from 2 draw up to 6 draw, it would sound like this. It's a big jump. It doesn't sound like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do if you jump up from 2 draw to 6 draw. So we got to find the lower A note. So when a note is missing, it's one of two. When a note is not built into the harmonica, it's there, but it can be found by using one of two techniques: bending or overblowing. So let's hope that it's a bend, because for most of us, we're decent at bending and maybe not so much at overblows. So when you bend, you make a note go lower in pitch. So if we're looking for A, and A has been made lower in pitch from another note, we need to find the note higher than A and bend down to it. Well, what is one note higher than A? A sharp, the black key in between A and B. But there's no A sharp built into the harmonica. What's one note higher than A sharp? B. And there is a B, 3 draw. Is it possible to bend 3 draw? Yes, because you bend on the draw notes from holes 1 through 6. How many bends are there on hole number 3? 3. It's a nice coincidence. On hole number 2 there are 2 bends. Hole number 3 there are 3 bends. So, if 3 draw is B, we're going to make it lower 1 note to get to B flat or A sharp, and the other note, 1 more bend down to A. So A is in 3 draw double bend. Now that's a pretty long phrase to explain where a note is. 3 draw double bend. So a lot of professionals use a shorthand. Let's think of how to shorten up that phrase. 3 draw. Well, you know it's a draw note because you can't bend on the blow notes on in hole number 3. So we can take out the word draw. Double. 3 draw double bend. Well, double is important because it tells how many bends you're doing, so that's important. But bend, it's not important because we haven't found another use for the word double. It only signifies bending down a whole step. So we can take out the word bend. So instead of saying 3 draw double bend, we can say 3 double. So almost any professional harmonica player will understand what you mean if you say 3 double. I've heard people say 3 down a whole step. There's all kinds of ways to say it. 3 down 2 times, all kinds of ways to say it, but I say 3 double, and I think most professionals would understand what you mean. So now we're looking for the note B. Blow notes are C, E, G. It's not there. Draw notes are dog, gone, big. Hey, big starts with B. 3 draw is B. Then we're looking to finish up the octave with C. C, E, G, C. 4 blow is C. So there's the first octave. 1 blow, 1 draw, 2 blow, 2 double bend, 2 draw, 3 double bend, 3 draw, 4 blow. All right. Great practice, just that one alone. Now, I want to talk to you about articulations. This is another time where I'm going to make a left turn off the theory and talk about how to play the harmonica. There are 3 types of articulations on harmonica as far as I'm concerned. Number 1, to begin a sound with your tongue hitting the roof of your mouth. Ta, ta, ta. So if I'm drawing on 2 draw or 2 double bend, it's different. It sounds different. It sounds like a crisper beginning than without it. If I do not use my tongue, but I put a separation between the notes, that is called, in my opinion, this is my term, glottal articulation. So if I went 2 draw, 2 double, but separated the notes and did not use my tongue, that's a glottal articulation. The last one is a legato articulation, where you move smoothly from one note to another. Now, it is only possible to move in a legato way when moving from a natural note to a bent note, 2 draw, 2 double. See how they slid into each other? I didn't take a breath between them, and I didn't use my tongue to separate the notes. To go from a bend to an unbend, or on a hole with multiple bends, for example, 2 draw, 3 draw, or 10 blow, to go from a bend to another bend on the same hole. That's the only way you can play in a legato fashion on the harmonica. So those are the 3 ways that you can move on a harmonica. If you can do those 3 ways, you got as much ability to move on the harmonica as anybody else. So, it's artistic choice. When do you do these articulations? It's your style. How do you like it? But I'm going to make a suggestion about when to tongue articulate. I'm going to give you 3 rules of tongue articulation. Okay? I break these rules all the time, but I recommend, especially if you're a beginner to an intermediate, that you focus on these rules for a while, because one thing I notice is it takes beginners about a year before they start throwing tongue articulations into their jams, into their improvisations. So I recommend you focus on tongue articulations until it becomes a comfortable thing and you just start doing it in jams without even thinking. So my 3 rules for tongue articulation are: number 1, tongue articulate the second of any repeating notes. So for example, if you're going to play 2 draw, then followed by 2 draw, tongue the second one. The second rule of tongue articulation is to tongue articulate all the bends. So in this scale, I tongue articulated 2 double bend and 3 double bend. The third rule is a complex rule. It actually has 3 elements. If all 3 elements are met, tongue articulate. Number 1, the note needs to be ascending from the previous note. So for example, if you were to move from 1 blow to 1 draw, low, high, you're going higher in pitch. So that would satisfy the first part. The second part is it needs to follow a bend. So if you're going in an ascending manner and you're following a bend, for example, 3 double to 4 blow, A, C, A was a bent note, C is following the bent note, and it's ascending. It's going higher in pitch. A to C. That's the second element. And the third element is it needs to be in the same hole as the bend just played. So for example, if I was to go from 2 double to 2 draw, I'm going higher in pitch, I'm following the bend, 2 double, and I'm in the same hole. 2 draw is in the same hole as 2 double. So when I play this scale going up, I'm going to tongue articulate the 2 double because it's a bend, and the 2 draw because it's ascending from the previous note, it's in the same hole as the bend just played, and it follows a bend. And then I keep going, 3 double, it's a bend, so I'm going to tongue articulate that. 3 draw, I'm ascending, following a bend, I'm in the same hole as the bend just played, so I tongue that. And then 4 blow. But then when I descend, I'm only going to tongue articulate the bends. Now some people will play the top note twice. They'll go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. I'm not into that. Just hit the top note once. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. In my opinion, it's more musical. Okay, I will see you soon.